He earned that.
And to your point about the parent boundaries thing, another thing we spoke about briefly one time is, I saw something online about the naked mom thing. And, women was talking about
conditioning your kids to over-sexualize before they even understand. Like, you understand, like, we boys, we men. So we might not understand it first, but even if you making a boy think that that's okay to just see, then you wonder why he's perverted, and not in a weird way, but in a real life perversion, or really want to watch porn, want to watch this, and you where did that stuff? Because truth be told, women don't think the rules apply to them. So for some reason, they think that all of them is the exception. They think we're all the exception. Like, oh yeah, that could affect the child, but it's not affecting my child. But it's like, yes, it is. Like,
why do you keep telling my mom, yo?
No, I'm not.
No. Why you keep telling my this?
Oh, that's loud. He was loud. That exception was
she's
loud.
an exception to everything.
Yeah, but all in all, it's like, even when it comes to in front of their daughters, like, I had issue with that. Stop wearing that, because they're going to want to be like you. And then with the son, it's like, now they looking at all your friends like that, and you wondering why they overly tongue all out their mouth drooling, because at the end of the day, they might not know exactly what's going on, but once they're able to form that, like, you shouldn't be showering with your kids. It's like, don't tell me how to parent my kid, and don't be mad when they 13 out horny and touching and wanting to do all of this shit because they've been overexposed. Like, and that's the thing. My mom never walked around like that. She did robes. You feel me? Like, that was it. Like, maybe that was the most. Like, my sister was never allowed to walk around with little shorts on in the house. She said, it's boys in this house. You cannot walk around like that. So my mom wasn't the most nurturing, right? We talk about that all the time. But when it came to, like, principles and, like, how to carry yourself and all that, she didn't play that shit. Like, she understood how to set the standard. Like, I told y'all, she never even really was affectionate with my step-pop in front of us. She didn't want to expose us to things that could potentially fast-track us. Granted, we still did a lot of the shit that she probably tried to prevent, but it wasn't because of her. It was because of other variables to our environment. So, yeah, when you see a woman walking around naked and they think it's harmless, it's not. Twerking in front of your kids, I don't judge. I don't even like to have opinions on this type of shit, but it's like, as a man, as a protector, as a leader, at the end of the day, we got to just start questioning the example we setting. Like, I'm not the guy that get on here, smoke weed, promote this, do all of that. I try to, not even try, I literally walk in a way that I would be comfortable if my daughters met a man like me. I would be comfortable if my mom dealt with a man like me. And my sisters, I would be extremely comfortable. I would like to, yeah, you man, good shit. Y'all got to ask yourself, would y'all be comfortable in that? Like, if it's like, would you be comfortable if the example you set was a reflection of the person your child had to grow up to deal with? And if you're not comfortable with that, then it just comes down to being able to self-assess and self-correct. Don't take it as an attack of somebody saying, like, yo, you shouldn't be doing that, because if we can't get better in no way, shape, form, or fashion if we can't take the accountability when it's time for somebody to point out something that we don't necessarily agree with about ourselves. Just because somebody point out something about you that you don't agree with don't mean it ain't some truth to it. And that's what helps me grow. Like, even if somebody say something that I don't agree with, I always try to see what could be true about it.
When they provide perspective.
Yeah, like, yeah, of course. Like, no, even if it's an opinion. Okay. In that regard, that's not, like, I'm going to analyze what could be true. If you say, yo, man, like, I feel like you ain't responsible, I'm going to be like, all right, I don't really agree with that, but what areas I might maybe not be responsible for him to draw that conclusion? And I'm like, yo, you know what? I don't be on time enough. Like, maybe that's why he said I'm not responsible. All right, if I care that much, let me be more on time so I can earn that validation of being responsible and choose. But regardless, I'm going to self-reflect and analyze. So when we telling y'all, or highlighting things that could be detrimental to the upbringing of our children, the ones that are your children that got to be around our children, it's not an attack. I don't like when it's like they attack them. Y'all bitches need to put clothes on around the kids. It's like, no, the delivery. But if you say, look, are you okay if your daughter resemble this behavior at 9 years old, 10 years old, 11 years old? If she say, I want to be so much like my mom that I'm about to walk around like this too. If you're not going to be okay with it, don't think that that's not influencing them, because it is.
Yeah, and...
Where we at, Ricky?
Yeah, and it's when I brought that up to my mom, out this whole new naked mom concept and theory woman was putting out there, and she was like, yeah, like, nah. But one thing she told me I didn't know, she said, because my mom always wore like big shirts or like type shit, and she said my stepdad, she said, yo, like, why the fuck you wearing around your son? How about you wear something that's maybe full length or something like that? But she was like, and real time, back to like the foresight, possibly like a thing. I feel my mom still was cool, whatever. But the fact that he did have a thought about that 20 years ago, saying like, yeah, like, nah, the big shirt thing, like, nah, maybe wear some shorts or something like that with the big shirt. So yeah, I think that's an interesting.
I literally I don't walk around the house with my shirt off. We talked about it.
Right.
I wear shorts. I don't walk around in drawers. Not for no reason, but it's just certain imagery that you just don't even create or depict. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's not to say everything don't got to be sexualized to just not create it. It's like, you ain't gotta, like, wearing small shorts don't gotta be a sexual thing for it to still create that image of exploitation or just over revealing, you know, certain things that might just trigger a thought in a young boy or a young girl.
And it's like, no, it's a flaw in the logic as well, because it's something, you know, and we get it. We get the root of the double standard, because women, you know, they birth the child and shit like that, whatever. No, I'm saying, but it's like, so like, yeah, the naked mom, that's kind of, who cares and whatever. But it's like, everybody know if it's a dad being naked around the crib, that's just, this is just, what are we even doing? So it shouldn't be that far of a reach from the naked mom being naked around, whether it's a son or
it's literally not even a far reach. It's the same. It's literally, you shouldn't be an adult having your body parts exposed for a child to see. Flat out. Because that's the case. Forget the naked mom. What about any other naked woman? What makes it different? Fuck the using the dad, because that's weird. We could use a random woman. Like, would you want a random woman naked around? Why is it different? The parts are the same. Oh, it's my, y'all don't draw the correlation. Y'all might think, oh, it's my mom. I'm the mom, so they don't see me like that. And that's the lack of, not even foresight, but the lack of consciousness as to the reality. It's like, no, like, it's just the parts. Like, it's just you don't want them exposed to your body parts. Like, you know, it's like, that's like a young boy 14, you still walking in the bathroom while he pissing or something. Like, he don't want his mom to see his situation. It's like, what do you think happens? Like, something switches and it's like, oh, let me cover up. My mom knows, you might have seen me at 6 months. You might have seen me at 2, but you ain't seeing me at 10. Like, absolutely not. Get out the bathroom. Like, now I'm conscious that what I got going on, I don't want you to see it. So don't act like that time won't come about. Because it will. It's like, you still trying to shower with your son, he 11, and you don't think that's weird. It's like, come on, man. Like,
I birthed him, I created him.
No, like, and I know that's a big extreme. But the fact of the matter is that I could just simply say, if your 11-year-old seen another woman naked, how would you feel? Your girlfriend walk out and her clothes off, and he see that, bitch, put something on, this, that, and the third. But it's like, dog, like, you got to set the example. He shouldn't even